of what Standards Tracker does.
Oh.
Where is it you want us to?
There's a
I'll
chart
just keep that for now.
Okay.
So one of the things that Standards Tracker does, the main purpose of it is so that your classes are already uploaded. The district did that for you guys. You didn't have to type them all in. And it's a way for you to have that immediate evidence as to who's hitting the target or who's hitting the standard. And you'll have evidence that you can print. Back in the day, I used to have 8 million Post-it notes on my desk, like, this one was absent, oh, this one was missing at the nurse. Oh, this one I didn't check the
Back in the
number.
day.
I didn't know what was going on. So instead of having all those Post-it notes, you're gonna see that you'll have a nice computer screen showing who's hitting what target, / standard, who's not, and then how can you get them back on track with it. The other big piece of this is that it allows you to create units that you can then share with each other. And if we have time, we did last session with, what was that, kindergarten? If we have time, I'll show you how to share units. We're going to, and any units that you create, they will be archived so that next year you can just pull them up and add the units to your classes for next year. So all we're going to do today is we're going to create pretty much a pretend unit. If you have a standard that you know you're going to be working on in the next week or so or the next couple days, I'll have you assign standards that you know you're going to be hitting. So we're going to create a unit, and I'm going to show you how to assign standards to that unit. I'm going to show you how to automatically, like this, generates the learning targets for you and the success criteria. And again, if we have time, we will explore how to share those units. So click on where it says Standards Tracker.
Whoa, okay.
There you go. And if you want to, let's keep it up here for right now. Just go back up. If you click where the chevron, we call it a chevron, down arrow is by your name, you're going to see where it says help, and that's a place where you can get real solid information if you get stuck as you're working.
Is that up on the top, the bell?
The arrow.
The arrow at your name.
By your name.
Oh, thank you, I'm sorry.
Okay. Again, if we have time where it says my groups, I'll show you how you can create a group so that any units you create, you can share with each other. Okay, so you can just get out of that. So you see you have your classes there if you want to scroll down. I'm going to say pick either language arts or pick math. So click on one of those right now. One feature that is kind of cool, I'm just going to mention it, is this where it says class support, is if you have someone who pushes into your class like a speech therapist or a special education teacher, you can invite them and then they can view the progress of how their kids are doing in your class. They can't alter your information, but they can go in and they can view it. I wish I had had something like this because I had a co-teach class. And so the kids were on my roster, not the special education teacher's roster. So I would have invited her, and then she could, instead of me, again, have a post note or email her or text her, she can just go in and see how her kids would be doing and what supports need to be put in place. Okay, so we want to scroll down, let me see what it looks like there. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to click Add Unit and just give it a name. I mean, if you know you're going to, whatever unit you're doing next, I would say let's use this time wisely and type in the name of the unit. You don't have to put the start date, and you can always add that stuff later. So just give it a name and then say save.
Module 2 Amber. Thank you.
That's what you guys are doing for math next.
Well, I just figured because, okay, it's fine.
And then just click save.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's what's coming up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on this, it'll show you, just click on that,
Whoops.
that at any time you can delete a unit. You can edit the unit. So if what you create today, you don't want it there, you can delete it later. Okay, so just click back in the gray, yeah. So let's click on that unit.
So does it automatically put 5 lessons? Because that's what I see there.
It automatically generates 5 lessons. You can delete a lesson, you can add more lessons, yeah. You can also, here, just go down there.
Click on there.
If you see where it says right here, I'm gonna show you how to assign standards. The targets will pop up, and then you can put the targets into the lesson, and it will automatically put it either, this is the taxonomy level, so it'll automatically put it at retrieval, comprehension, analysis, or knowledge utilization. When you click on, you don't have to do this, but if you click on lesson, you can change the color of it, you can rename it. I have some teachers who do this as like a daily thing, so they'll call the lesson the date, or it could just be the individual lesson, you could just name it whatever you're doing. Yeah, this is a new feature, that's so awesome. Do what you just did. You can reorder them. I created, on my personal tracker, which I can't show you because my computer screen crashed yesterday. I used to teach the novel Among the Hidden when I was a 6th grade ELA teacher. And so I pretended I was back in the classroom, created this whole unit, and I was like at lesson 8. I was like, oh, I should have done that first. But you couldn't move it. So that's now a new feature. The way that Tracker's updated is, I said to some people who came in early, we update it constantly based on feedback from educators. So somebody said, oh, I wish there was just a little button that I could do this. And then we try to make that happen, make it as user-friendly as possible. Okay, so the most cumbersome part of this whole process is you can't create a unit or a lesson until you assign the standards to that lesson. So if you want to scroll up, the first thing we have to do is assign them. So if we just went into where it says standards, nothing would be there. And then this was a little tricky. Okay, yeah. Are you guys all on this page?
Yes.
Okay, click on assign standards. Now, you guys, I have a Mac. It was a little tricky for some people to scroll down, but you want to scroll till you see where it says Florida standards. Are you all able to do that? Some people, it wasn't scrolling for them this morning.
It's not scrolling,
So click either ELA or math.
but it's not.
Mine is
Oh, now it's scrolling. Okay, you have to click right in the middle of it.
Go up and down.
Yeah, they were clicking in the middle and then like maybe the down arrow on your
That's the
computer.
only way it'll move with the arrow.
Yeah.
I clicked in the middle and I did the arrow.
Do we all have something that looks similar to that?
No.
Wait, what color is the,
Do you want
this one?
Am I going too fast?
Yes.
This one, Jen?
Yeah. What did you do?
There.
Click on that?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Again, you either click the language arts or the math. So give me a thumbs up when you have something that looks like this. So we're good? We're
Mine's
good?
thinking, but it don't.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I have some.
Now, one thing you have to do before you assign them is scroll up there. We have to, yours shows up different than mine. It's showing you the standards K through 12. So click on that.
Click on what?
I'm sorry, I was in front of you. The down arrow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What you want to do real quickly, now this is, it's a little tricky. Just get rid of all of them except for 2nd grade and then just click over here in the gray area.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
They are
It's just these arrows.
back up where it shows all this.
Right, I used the arrows, but then I can't.
Where
get
does
to
that
the
box
top to
come
see
into play?
what-
I clicked
Oh,
on it,
there.
and then I went up. So
You
now,
clicked on one.
I just clicked over this, but then I hit arrow up and it let me go up and down.
Oh, thank you, now I know.
Okay. How did you get it to be just right too?
You
Oh, you,
drop down.
Drop down here and just change it
Oops,
to,
did I totally lose it?
so hit, would check the other ones.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
check.
go down to where it's
I'm gonna say pick the fast clicker to do
I'm trying to
this.
go up so it's.
I'm a fast
Yeah.
clicker.
She
And I
wanted
don't-
tech savvy, so she
Oh,
got it.
yeah, that's me.
I know.
She calls herself
I
a
selected
millennial.
shrink
She
it.
calls herself a millennial.
I am a millennial.
Help me with
Jenny, I'm stuck over here.
She calls herself
Click
a
on, click on
millennial.
this, and then you,
I
and
don't
then
call
you
her
arrow
a
up.
millennial.
Okay.
I don't know
call
why.
you a
I
millennial.
have an old
Different, then you
soul
just click
though.
on
Click on it and arrow up is what
Hey,
I'm here.
So click on one of these, doesn't matter, and
What?
then hit the arrows to go up.
They
And
what?
take
Click
it
up to
all
eight.
up. Oh, you already know.
Yeah, click on it.
Or eight.
Oh.
There, you start 11 and 12.
Okay. Is that what that microphone
And
is?
then
Yep.
Oh.
Your sound.
there you go.
Arrow down.
Click on it.
My name is Sorowski.
Okay.
And then just
I know
click on
this.
And then click on
side.
to the
Oh,
side.
right, let me just make sure I don't just, okay. This is here.
There you go.
Now click on the standards.
Okay, yeah, now what I want you to do is click on the plus sign, or the, so you're gonna see if you click on the plus sign, it kind of drills it down. If there's multiple,
Aren't these the ones
multiple.
you guys are doing?
So what I would like you to do is just check a bunch of boxes. If you know what you're gonna be hitting in the next week or so, but just make sure you, let's say, click at least 5 standards for now.
They have plans for this module with like 2 of them on there.
We have to.
Two standards.
Oh, okay.
So put those ones in that you're gonna do.
And then it automatically saves it for you. So after you've clicked on some, just go up and click out of it up here.
Go to operation and.
So let's wait a couple minutes to process that.
2.0.
2, and 3, 4.
Yeah.
Why don't I have?
And then I did I go on, go down. 2.2.
Huh?
Okay, go,
It's double starting it. Start.
you clicked on that.
Oh, now. That's the key.
Right now,
3 and 4, Terry, 2.2 and 3.4, not all of those.
Yeah.
You did 2.1, or 1.
Thank you, friend.
You have
Oh. So it's just.
Clearly. Okay, we got that?
Yes.
So,
Because she said to add 5. I was
I was
following
not
her.
even speaking to
But
you.
you said it, so I was listening to her. I knew you were gonna ask.
You don't have to do this, but if you click on this, you can see that you can, if you want to change the color, or if you're like, oh, I don't want that standard, you can easily remove it. So just click in that box again. Okay, so now, here is your unit, module 2.
It's because I clicked colors.
And those are all of our standards. So if you could scroll down,
Oh.
click on one of this. Wait, hold on. Click on that. Why aren't the learning targets showing up? Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm ahead of myself.
Go back
Yeah.
to the unit.
Go back to units. Yep. And then click on the unit you just created. I love this part. Look at that. How beautiful that is. So
Hold on, I lost some people.
Sorry.
Wait. Hey.
Told you, Jenny.
It's okay.
I'm a fast clicker.
just click on units.
They're like,
Again,
whoa.
this is the most cumbersome part, but once you assign the standards, then they're there.
Click back on module 2. No, not the arrow, just the whole rectangular shape.
There you go.
The rectangular shape. Click, click. Yes.
Square. Square. Okay, so let me show you a couple things before you start clicking. If you you're awesome, man. Hover over it, and right there it tells you exactly the language of the standard. You can see each standard is a different color. If you have, and again, you can change the color. If you have 2 green ones that pop up and they're close shades of green, you can change the color. So
Change color. Show you.
down here,
Oh.
She was hovering over those for your standards.
They're like a second.
Down here.
They're always a second behind.
Now you're where?
that's because you grew up with computers and we didn't. Okay, so right here then are all of your learning targets for these standards. So if you just scroll up again, you're going to see that all the blue ones go with that target, or with that standard. All the purple ones go with the other standard, and so forth. Now, this is another thing that I really like about this. So, now you have your standard. You can put your standard on your screen. You can have the kids talk about, or the target have them talk about it. What are we going to do today? What's our learning? If you click the down arrow, so everybody click that. And click where it says, well, before you click, where it says my success criteria. If you don't like the success criteria that's already in here, you can create your own. If you want to add a resource, say you want to add a website to this lesson, you want to add a video, you want to add a document that you have in your bank of documents, you can add the resource. So like everything will be there for you. But if you click view details, everybody do that now. Here's the details of the learning target. So you have your standard, you have your target that tells you it's a comprehension standard. And if you click on click on success criteria, right there it's already written. So those bullets under met, those are your look fors. As the kids are working on that target, progressing toward the standard, right there. And I have a lot of teachers who will actually just project that on the screen. Say, guys, as you're working on today's task, here's the things that I'm looking for. These aren't my directions, but I'm looking that you can do those things. So you don't have to create your own learning targets. You don't have to create your own success criteria. It's already in there. And then you can just click out of that.
So what do we write in there? We write the kids' names?
No, I'm going to show you. This is what's going to be cool. So now we got our targets, we got our standards. Now we got to put the target into the lesson. And I know you're going to be awesome at this. So what you do is just click on it and drag it down. You're going to see that green box?
Let me do that again for you people.
Hunter got it. First time.
Oh. So if she wants that to be in
I
lesson,
didn't say it.
if you want it to be in lesson 3, she would just scroll over. Wherever you have the green box is where it's going to land. So click and drag a couple of these into lesson 1.
Oh, whoops.
Or anyways,
And if we want to remove it from the lesson because it's in the wrong lesson,
Then you go like this.
Can it drag?
it did it.
you know what? I think you click on.
It's there.
It doesn't.
Give me a moment to remember how to do that.
Well, you
Because
can't
you-
do anything.
You can
But
do
on,
it. So just drag a bunch into lesson 1, and I'll answer your question. Now, what is it doing? Why is it putting it there?
because that's the depth of knowledge.
Yeah.
Retrieval or.
Right.
What do the letters mean then?
Retrieval, comprehension, analysis, and knowledge utilization. And for kindergarten, first grade, a lot of the foundational ones will be
Do the
retrieval.
colors have any meaning to them?
Tell what the colors mean.
The colors coordinate with the standard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So scroll up again to the
So
top.
if you forget, you can go to the top and the color tells you what the standard is.
Right. So it matches.
By hovering over the standard.
Now, let me see if there's anything that I missed. So yes, the targets are
You got
colored
that?
to the standard. Success criteria. Puts it in the taxonomy level. So now you have your lesson. It's created. Now the main reason for this is now we gotta have that in the moment evidence of who's meeting this target. So do we all drag some into the box? So the next thing I want you to do, and again, this is lightning speed here, come to the top. So if you look up here, we're going to click where it says track. And this is what's nice, your kids are already in.
Where, track?
Mm-hmm. So right here, this is what you're going to be tracking. And for hers, it's solve 2-step word problems that use addition and subtraction.
You have to double click where it says track, and then your kid will pop up at the bottom.
So scroll down and you're going to see all your kiddos. A couple things I want you to notice about this. First of all, I know it's cumbersome to carry around your laptop. You can just pull it up on your phone. You can actually create units on your phone. So, you know, you go in and you go on Tracker. If you're walking around and you're deciding you're tracking the kids, it's much easier to just use your phone. Or if you have an iPad, you can do that as well.
Oh, that's the iPad lady.
There you go. So,
Remember the video with the iPad?
Yes, the lady with the iPad. Then we
That's
were
why she
oh.
had an
we were
iPad.
asking each other, iPad?
oh, the LSI, you saw it, LSI
Yes.
training video, yeah.
The training.
And so, yeah, once you get your kids in these academic teams that are functioning and they're working, that's your job then. You know, we want to release the responsibility to the kids so that we have that freedom to go around and monitor and track. So the next thing I want to make sure you understand is it's unrealistic to track every single kid every single day. So you got to decide for that standard, for that target, who do I really need to make sure I'm tracking? So you decide, and what I want you to do right now is just randomly do either not met, so maybe do at least 10 kids.
Maybe they're absent.
Do met.
Like, okay.
Well, yeah, I'll address that in a second. So the way that I personally think I would use this is I'd be tracking, and then if there's a kid these are the kids I didn't track, you know, you can't click on that, but that might be like, oh, I got to make sure I hit the rest of them. The ones that I don't need to track, I might click this NA, like they got it. I know that they're okay. I didn't see them today, but they're all right for this target.
So that's what we could do from our phone.
Mhm.
Like we can go around and see if they're hitting the standard and it's not.
Absolutely.
So then you can track where we need to meet them.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you know what? It's a great tool to show your kids too. They get excited, especially elementary. They get really excited when they see that they're, wow, you know, you were in progress, but look, now you've met all these different targets or standards.
So is this a day and then it switches to the next day once you're done?
It's not by day, it's by target. You can determine whatever targets you want to track, yeah. So another cool feature is if you know, click on a student. I want to see what pops up in Polk. Okay, I didn't know if like demographics and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't. Okay, so just
Oh, it has male, he's
just
white.
that, yeah. Some schools it'll say if they have an IEP, that'll come up, or
Well, I can click on a kid that has one and see. Hold on a second. No.
yeah, it doesn't have it.
No.
And I'll talk about why I mentioned that in a
I
minute.
went back too far, sorry.
That's all right. And stuff to track. So another cool thing about this is if you click on this little speech bubble, you can type in comments. So again, instead of having post-it notes of things you need to remember for parent-teacher conference, you can just type them all right in there. And yeah, you know what, keep that there and click add comment. You'll know you have a comment. You can X out of it. It'll turn black. So if you put comments in, that's how you know you have them.
That's for a specific target.
That would be the comments for that target, right? So if for example, if you didn't track this kid, maybe you would have put in, oh, he was on vacation or he was absent. That's why I didn't track him. Or maybe type in what the person is struggling with the target. We're good so far? You guys are awesome. All right, so now I've tracked these kids. This is the target. Now I need to have a picture of where these kids are as a class. So we want to go up and we want to click reports. There's 3 different reports. If you click on student performance, that'll just give you that child's snapshot. So these are all of the targets in this unit. These are all gray because you didn't track anything. These are gray, because you did track those particular kids. It comes up as an exclamation point automatically if it's not met. So again, that's something that you can print an individual report if you'd want something to share with parents. Anything, if you just, you can click on them and print the child's individual report. So let's go back up. Click reports again, or you can click. So let's click standards performance. Where it says demographics, that's why I had her click on the student. I wanted to see what was in there for you guys.
What's the reports?
Reports and standard. Okay, so this is a snapshot of how the whole class did. And if you scroll down, you're going to see those are all the targets in that unit. And so you get an idea, kind of equal here, who met, who not met, who's not met, who's in progress. So click on that. And now it also gives you a bar graph. And again, that's something you can print. So it's just a nice tool for you guys to just keep everything in one spot.
If you click on the bar graph, will you give you the kids?
I don't know. Click on that. Does it list who it is?
No, just the 7 scores.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it has it under the where you have track, that it shows you the individual kids. Any questions so far? Because we have time, I'll show you a couple other features. Good? Yeah, I'm going to give you a handout. Okay, so let's click home. Everybody gets to the same spot. Let's click home.
There was a question just to kind of alleviate
Sure.
all this kind of an end of the thing, but to start, we are not like, just pick one and try it and
Yeah.
just feel it out. Don't be like, I have to do this for everything. We want to
Oh,
get to
yeah.
know it before we'll pick one. You guys can all kind of do the same one so we can discuss it or whatever.
Right.
Whatever's gonna work, so.
And that's another great idea, is like you can say, hey, here's what my kids are doing. How are you kids doing, as a comparison.
It's the data piece that we need to show, are we implementing
Right.
correctly?
Okay, so a couple things I will show you. What time are we finished here?
20.
Click where it has your name. One thing that I think that you should have everybody do is whoever is the PLC leader, create a group. Do we have a leader in here, or how do you?
She's the leader.
You are?
Oh,
So let me just show, I'm gonna have her do this because she's the leader. Anybody can create a group. So what I want you to do is click my groups. Where'd it go? There you go. Oh, what?
Go back, it might be okay.
Yeah, it did happen last session, that didn't happen.
Fine, we're.
Okay, so she's the leader. So what I want her to do, and look, if you forget how to create a group, here's that video icon I talked about with a nice calm man talking you through it. So just start typing in the email like you would email them. Oh, first of all, name your group.
Second grade.
Powerhouse.
And you don't have to put a description. Say save. Now what? That's weird. I don't know what that means.
I think it's because it just messed up again. Let me just try and go back.
Okay. So what I want you to do is click view. And what I want you to do is just start typing somebody like it's an email, like you would email them.
Where at?
At Vite. And then just click save. Unfortunately, you have to click save each time.
But once you have the group, you have
You
it.
got it.
Okay.
Now, you guys, I want you all to click where your name is and click where it says My Groups. They're working on a feature that you can get like an email. Hey, you've been invited to this group. It's in the works. So I want you to say, did you do that click?
She hasn't invited her yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying.
She's getting there.
Who did you invite, who's
I
somebody?
got it.
All
Did
of
you
us.
see it?
It says new. 1L.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
So what you will see when you go in is, you'll see second grade, click view. And then you just wanna say accept invitation. It'll say PLC leader,
Is that you?
Amber, and click accept invitation.
Oh,
Let's go back.
So again, the purpose of the group is that if you're creating lessons, you can all be creating different lessons, and then you can share those lessons with everybody in your group, or you can share them with everybody in
No,
both
it's just
counties.
Terry, Pamela, and be careful because there are two people named Pamela and Terry in the school system.
Crazy.
I know.
Pam Anderson.
Why does she takes my lunch money all the time?
Is she teaching here now?
No,
Is
she's
Pamela
in another
Anderson
school, but
teaching here?
She uses up my lunch money all the time.
What?
You can put it on mine, I never use mine.
Okay, let's click save.
Ours is not showing.
Well, by your staff number or something.
Well, that's what we're doing now. We're trying to fix it in the cafeteria because the person, they'll go in and just have a field day.
I didn't know you
She's selling their bags some money.
Wow.
Just Pamela Terry.
I did, it's not coming up.
Oh, Terry Beck.
Beck isn't in there.
She's
It'll
not
come
on
up
the list.
Terry.
That's weird because there's another teacher with mine.
So it's giving you the.
Well, yeah, we'll have to look at that. I mean, you're obviously on Tracker, so you're in there somewhere.
We'll find her.
All right, I think we're,
You didn't have me, Farhan.
I did.
Hit refresh, that's what we did on, and then it showed up, and you can accept
so let me just show you one last thing here, because we only have a few minutes. So if you wanna
Oh, I hit
scroll
refresh
up.
and now everyone popped up. Oh,
So,
I'm there, that's all I
it. So if they create a one, they can all use the same one,
Yep.
they don't all have to create.
correct, that's what I'm gonna show you real quickly. So after you create a unit, it's real simple to do. You just go in and it's in this packet I'll give you. You can share
You
the
get it?
unit. So once the unit is shared, you can either share it to everyone in Polk County, or you can just say share to my group. So you can check out what's in here. I want you to go to, oh, I'm sorry, not that. Scroll. Hang on, where it says library. Let's go, click home. Let's go home. We're still in groups.
Oh, you go back to the.
Okay, now, click here first. I think it's right there. Oh, click library. I was wrong. Click where it says, see it says shared content. And these are all units that, I don't know if you know any of these people, but these are all people who created units. Anything that's in shared content, you can steal. And I know this person, even though it's high school, if you want to take a look, if you want to see what an extensive unit looks like once it's created and all the things you can do with it, any of these by Kimberly Wood
Tanya Kite.
are good to look at.
She's second grade.
Yeah.
So let's suppose here, click on Tanya Kite. She might have just had like a training and shared something. So if you click preview, oh wait, if you want to steal it, you would say copy to class, not a new class. Copy to class, and then you would just click your class and bam, the unit's there. Click preview, and then it gives you an idea, do I want this or do I not want it? Yeah, click preview again. Yeah, that's just somebody who was probably practicing with it. And that's why there's nothing there. So go back again to library, shared content. Scroll down, click on English 4 preview. And then just preview. So this is a unit, you can see that Kim works for curriculum, and so she put these in for us as samples. But if you scroll down, you can see the lessons, and then if you click, just click this plus sign there. Those are all that's her mini lesson that goes with that unit. So she just copied and pasted it from a Word document that she had. And like I said, everything's archived, so you put your stuff in next year, you just copy it onto your current classes. So that's it in a nutshell. I know that was a lot, but